Coming up, our hamstring foam roll. Area of focus is our hamstrings. We'll be starting off in a seated position with the foam roller under our hamstrings, just below our glutes and just above our knee. That'll be the area of travel that we'll be foam rolling. Feel free to start in either position. Let's begin. Slowly again moving about a half an inch every second, more or less, just so that way we can take the time to go into push the fascia and any blood flow that we need to increase in that muscle group. Good. Once we go and we make it either just above the back of the knee or just to the base of the glute, we'll change directions and roll the other way. Good. 5 seconds. 3, 2, time. Coming up, our adductor foam roll. Here we'll be foam rolling our inner thigh, and we'll want to start off facing the ground on our forearms, our non-working leg on the ground. The leg that we'll be foam rolling, that inner thigh should be facing against the foam roll. Good. In 3, 2, let's begin. Starting just above just below the pelvis, making our way down the side of the inner thigh. Good. Again, any knot we happen to hit, we hold the foam roller up against it and stopping just above the knee. Good. Once we hit that point, we can make our way the other direction or continue in the direction that we're working, stopping in any tightness. Again, pushing any knots out and making sure that we continue to breathe. 3, 2, and let's go ahead and switch sides. Sending the foam roller to the other side. Good. Dropping that leg and now bending the opposite leg that was just not working. And then we go and we foam roll that other side. Making sure that knee stays in line with the hip. Good. Staying above the knee and below the pelvis. Moving the length of that inner thigh. 5 seconds. 3, 2, time. Coming up, our static supine hamstring stretch. Start off position, we'll be in a supine position on our back, starting by lifting our knee right above our hip and then outstretching our heel to the ceiling. It might be a little hard to straighten out our leg at first, but as the stretch goes in, we'll be able to notice that we can straighten out our leg more. Important thing is that we grip behind that knee, making sure the knee stays above the hip. As we get used to the stretch, we can work on flooring our lower back, squaring our hips up a little bit more, and extending through that heel of that leg that we're stretching. If possible, also try to keep that toe flex back towards us, just to add a little bit more length to that hamstring. Good. Another 3, 2, and whenever you're ready, we'll switch sides. Bend that leg, straighten it out, bend the opposite. Again, that knee's above the hip, push through our heel, and our leg is now straight, and we hold that stretch. Good. Try to floor that lower back. Drop that hip, drop the hip of the leg that we're stretching, and again, try to push through that heel to create length in that hamstring. Good. For another 3, 2, and our time. Coming up, our adductor stretch. We'll place one foot on a step, some slightly elevated surface, and reach down towards our opposite foot. This will help create a little bit more length to the inner thigh as well as our IT band as we stretch. Again, one foot on the platform, and we'll reach to that opposite foot that's lower. Both palms together as we reach again to that lower foot. It's okay to keep a bend. We'll obviously have to keep a bend to the foot that's elevated, but that leg that we're stretching should be straight. That lower leg should be straight. Good. Good. Our fingertips are slightly at an angle, obviously, to reach in the direction of that straight leg. Whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and we'll switch sides. Turn around, switch to the other side, however we like. Again, the foot that's on the platform, that leg is bent. The foot that's lower is straight, and we reach towards the side of the straight leg. Good. Try to stay true to that form. Good. Keeping our hands close to our ankle, pushing our hips back. It's okay if we don't touch our foot. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and time. Coming up, our supine ball abdominal stretch. Basically, we'll be just lying back in a comfortable position, making sure we don't put any pressure on our lower back, stretching out the front of our body, our abdominals. Now, if this works a little bit easier to do this on the ground, we can always place a pillow under the small of our back and under our tailbone and extend back. Either way, let's go ahead and begin. Making sure that our core is tight, even though we are stretching out our rectus abdominis. We want to make sure that our belly is slightly driven in, just to not overpinch our lower back. Only extend back to where your body allows, and make sure that we are comfortably breathing. Notice if there's any tension, specifically in our lower back. Any tension, ease off the stretch. If not, we're done. Coming up, our floor cobra. We'll be working this for a 4-2-2 count, meaning that we'll lift for 4 seconds, hold the top position for 2 seconds, and then lower back down for 2 seconds. An important thing for our cobra is that our eyes stay to the ground and our neck is neutral. This will ensure that we work the proper part of our lower back and not endanger our neck. Lifting for a 4 count, retracting our shoulder blades, and then lowering down for a 2. Lift for 4, hold for 2, lower for 2. As we raise up, we raise both our legs and our chest, retracting our shoulder blades, holding the top position again for 2, and then lowering for 2. Feel free to place a towel in front of our face if we need to for padding or anything under our body. Again, lifting for a 4 count, holding for a 2 count, lowering for a 2 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, lower 1, 2. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, lower 1, 2. Good. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, lower 1, 2. Good. Let's stay with that. Again, keeping our eyes to the ground, our neck neutral. 3, 2, and our time. Coming up, our stability ball bridge. Again, we'll be working a 4-2-2 count, keeping our head rested on the stability ball, raising our hips for a 4 count, holding for a 2 count, and then lowering for a 2 count. If a stability ball is not handy, feel free to do this exercise on the ground. Good, let's begin. Raising for a 4 count, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding for 2 seconds, and then lowering for 2 seconds. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, lower 1, 2. Good. Raise 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, lower 1, 2. Good. Driving through our heels, 1, 2, 3, 4. We hold for 2 seconds and lower for 2 seconds. Good. Driving through our heels, 4-second hold, lift, 2-second hold, and 2 seconds on the way down. Good. 4-second lift, 2-second hold, 2 seconds on the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze your glutes. 1, 2. Lower down. 1, 2. Good. Our final 10 seconds. Good. Way to keep that head rested. Way to keep that foot stable. Just moving our hips. Our last 1, 3, 2, and time. Coming up, our resisted hip flexion. Now, if a band isn't handy or we don't have anything to give our ankle any sort of resistance with, we can always just keep our knee elevated and go through a similar motion like we're going to execute on here. Again, the band is optional. Be encouraged to use something to help us lift our knee up. Again, we lift for a 4 count, hold for a 2 count, lower for a 2 count. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, lower 1, 2. Good. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4. Knee in line with the hip for 2 seconds, and then we lower back down. Good. Keeping our toe flexed up. 1, 2. Good. Lower 1, 2. Last 1. Hold 1, 2. Lower 1 and 2. Good. We'll switch ankles, switch legs. Again, 4 seconds with our lift, 2 seconds with our hold, and 2 seconds as we lower down. Good. We'll lift 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, lower 1, and 2. Again, make sure that when we lift that knee, we're also flexing our toe to the ceiling. Last 1, and time. Coming up, our stability ball squat to overhead press. This is our integrated dynamic motion. We'll be basically putting everything together that we activated throughout this program. We want to make sure that when we squat, we sit into our heels. When we press up, we rotate our palms forward. If we don't have a stability ball, we can always do an air squat. If we don't have dumbbells, we can always mimic the motion without it. With our front squat, palms face us, our hips go back. With our press, at the top of that squat, we rotate our palms forward and press up. Our squat, we finish separately, we press up. Good. Dumbbells about eye to chin level as we sit back, palms face us. When we rotate up for our press, we rotate our palms facing forward. Squat, press. Everything slow and controlled. Core tight with our squat, we sit into our heels. Shoulders, we press up. Core tight, we sit back, pushing up evenly with our legs. Good. Rotate, palms forward. Good. Make sure the heel stays down when we squat, but again, we push evenly up through our legs. Just be mindful of our weight distribution and make sure, again, we evenly push up. Rotate our palms forward for our press. Good. Let's get our last one. 4, 3, 2, and time.